Hi everyone, welcome to the Resilient Careers podcast. So my name is Krishna Kumar. I am the founder and managing director of Vidya Consulting and Analytics. We are focused on bringing process excellence in companies, and at the same time, we are focused on uh, giving resilient careers to freshers as well as people in their mid careers as well. So, in this endeavor, I wish to bring in people who have had resilient careers, who have pivoted and stayed resilient throughout their careers and have done something big. In this context, we today have Kaasha Sai, who is the CMD of Mallur Siddeshwara Spinning Mills. He is also the founding board member of Society of Independent Directors. He is a racer, he's an actor, and he's into photography. He loves astrology and he is into technology as well. So he truly embodies the spirit of learning and adaptability. And this is what we are trying to cherish and inculcate at Vidya as well. So welcome, Kasha, to the podcast.
Thank you, Krishna, for inviting me for the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was looking at your profile, I found this to be incredible. You are truly into too many things, and I think you have been excelling in at all of them. So you run a spinning mill, you have acted in Madras Talkies, and you have been a national racing champion. So how do you connect the dots?
So it's the other way around. It started from spinning mills, then into movies, then you know, there's a couple of other things also I ventured. So basically, I'm from Salem. I'm a fourth generation entrepreneur, and the family is into textile, renewable power, and we family runs a hospital, and as a community we run a polytechnic and a school. So the large chunk is from the family,
Mhm.
from a very conservative business family, and at a point in time, um, you know like I I wanted to try in the movies. I said, I still remember it was on 1st of January 2002. I said to my father that I'd like to try in the movie. It was the ad was for actually boys. So, when I saw the newspaper on the first year, on the New Year's Eve, I was so excited, and I said, I was talking with a friend of mine. He said, take your consents from your dad, and let's see how we can go about it and things. So while this another friend shared about that, that Madras Talkies also is looking for fresh faces. That was through Vijay TV, and I prepared my portfolio for both of it. And we uh, finalized on one particular day to send it out. At the time of sending courier, I just had the Madras Talkies address, and I couldn't get the. I think it was Sri Surya Movies. That was a production for Boy. That I think so, or Shankar Sir's office address. That didn't come up, and okay, and they said it is an auspicious day. You send it. Probably we'll do it tomorrow. So after giving it, and on the way back, someone always uh, took me to theaters was Mani sir. I would say, like, I was always been a fan of Nayagan, Anjali, Talapati, and the most watched movie is the Nayagan. Like, so then I decided, okay, if I'm supposed to get into screens, let it be through Madras Talkies.
Kasha? Uh,
Yeah. So then, after the initial screen test, my dad thought, okay, I might not get the opportunity. But then I was
okay.
called for the second round of audition, and in the second round of audition, another friend, accompanied me, and then like it was, they asked us to come post lunch,
Mm-hmm.
and at that point in time, Krishna, Karthi, and Prasanna, Mangai were there. So
Mm-hmm.
so they were done, and I was alone asked to come post lunch. So I thought it's going to be a not so good news is what we were expecting.
Mm-hmm.
But Mr. Ganesan said, like, you don't fit into the core character. I was probably 16, 17 then. But, I'm a 6 foot little, always been a uh, chubby guy. So you look in the close up, you look so childish in the when we pan it out, you look so, so it's kind of a mismatch. So I'm creating a special character for you, and which is like a junior has a crush over a senior, like so. Yeah, that was a big thanks to Susi sir and Mani sir and to the complete crew and Mr. Ravi Varman's. That was his first movie. He was the cameraman, and it was a wonderful opportunity. Uh,
Excellent.
then it was 2000. Then in 2003, again, should I go into the details or can we
We
go?
will, I think we will come back to it again. So just wanted to know, so these skills, I think you have been into so many things. So how do these skills that you have gotten from these ventures help you in the current venture that you are into? So are there any things that you bring on board from whatever you have learned over the years from all these things, or
Definitely, there have been few things like I've always been curious from my young age, and there have been a lot of freedom was given. And at a point in time, when probably when I was in fifth or sixth grade, I said I'd like to pursue textile. My dad said, "Don't look at why are you looking at textiles? Just that the family is into textile. It doesn't mean you have to come into textile. You should explore, what what is much appropriate to you rather than looking at the family and things." So that was there, but I still remember like a lot of things I learned during my school time. Because it was on the way back from my school used to be the factory, so used to go meet dad there. Then I used to go home, like, and during summer, I've worked, I've put on hands-on things in few things and learned a couple of things with my paternal family and with my maternal family as well. So that's a rich experience, I would say. And yeah, certain skills people assume that we have, but where even though um, we learn it in a very later point in time, or we would have done it for the purpose of examination and things. Not really, we would have resonated very deep into it. A lot of things that I've when I look back and learned as well. So curiosity is always one thing that keep excites me.
great. So I just saw your profile, and you have over 22 years of experience in traditional manufacturing. And now you have chosen to do a doctorate in Gen AI. So how difficult is it to switch gears and learn something new?
Yeah, there's a lot of challenge, especially uh, a lot of skill set. At the moment, I've enrolled for it, and I'm not currently pursuing that. I've enrolled it and I've got selected.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple of other things that's going on. Even I got selected in Howard Senior Leadership Program because of the bandwidth of critical things around me. So I'm focusing a little more on that. Maybe towards I'll be starting probably mid or late this year is the plan. So that's what is happening.
So do you see any integration happening between textiles and Gen AI?
See, in that way, I would say probably like we were one of the companies to go in for a full-fledged ERP in probably like in 2004-5. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, you know, and even before that, in-house we had probably 97, 98. Uh, we in-housely with I think that was in VB. It was
Mhm.
that was developed. So that has been mostly in the market today. The team which went out from our factory, that's largely sold as the ERP in the market.
Okay.
Um, so tech always been a fascination for me. And after my movie, when I came into factory, it was 1st of January 2024. And I thought wherever, in whichever part of the world, I should be able to continue and see the floor level management. That was the idea. So we started ERP sometime in 2005 and implemented in 2006. So almost close to 2 decades of remote working, which I've been working upon, even though it was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And in this journey, met a lot of tech companies and interactions. Mostly companies were trying to, give a product what they have rather than understanding the real pain point of the customers and, to find a way out. So since then, in-house with another technical team from an external partner, we developed in-house probably in 2017-18 with we developed a dashboard with the help of AI from then, and few tools which we developed. The partner I've invested in my partner's company as well, and so we have given some solutions to a lot of automobile companies in traceability in terms of um, quality root cause analysis with the help of AI. So what working for with a lot of different sectors, what I feel is the issue remains the same, just the
Yeah.
adaptation to that particular industry is different, is what
Right.
my perspective, my experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It has been my experience as well that we can take many of the skills that we learn from one industry to the other. Mm.
Yeah, my grandfather always says, there have been a lot of good, bad, ugly things also. So, like my grandfather says, like, for monetary, there is profit and loss, but for experience, it's always a profit. So, yeah,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
been.
There is no losses. Right. Okay. You had mentioned earlier when we discussed that you are into tokenization and real-time costing as something that you're passionate about. So, what does this mean to anybody who is a layman?
Yeah, so basically, costing which we developed in-house. See today what was happening earlier, since we went in for ERP from at the time of implementation or while envisioning that, one thing I was looking for is to know the cost of the goods that I produce at the end of every shift. That was the data I was looking for, which wasn't available for me. I used to get it after 30 days, 40 days, even though before we used to put a budget and we always do a comparison like uh, what is the before and after our cash flow statements and costing statements, which used to be our routine. So with that, we developed something real with the kind of data that we have. Almost like 50% is we could able to capture from the machines, and about 50% manual entries at a different level. But when we adapt for a full-fledged with the technology and things, instead of 30 people in the company, we'll be uh, agent AI and things, we will be able to run with much efficiently with 3 people. So that's what we're looking at down the line.
Okay, so what is tokenization in that case? What do you mean by tokenization?
See, today, if you look at manufacturing, almost the major chunk is from Tamil Nadu, by the data. And today, by IBC, after the introduction of insolvency bankruptcy code, if you look at close to 45 to 46% is from manufacturing sector. And if you deep down the that one of the issues is the cash flow challenges.
Right.
So we are working on methodology to where uh, to understand the seasonality and the cyclic nature of manufacturing and with a lower cost of borrowing to them. That's the larger vision on tokenization. And currently, we are at the MVP stage.
Mhm. Great. Uh, so if there's a use case for tokenization, as you said, it would be in the case of getting the revenue, if I'm right, if I put it right.
No, in terms of financing, the dynamics of financing will change completely.
Okay.
And there are a few proprietary things that we have developed based on, uh, my major and go-to market is textile and spinning. So developed
Mhm.
with that, but when we check with other sectors, outside textile, like I've got few friends in engineering and in other sectors as well. Pretty much their challenges remains the same.
Mhm. Right. Right. So one thing that I observed from your profile, you have won the national championship in Indian touring cars in 2018. So this seems to be pretty hectic. So how did you pursue racing and what has it taught you?
See, it's like any like any male child, will be fascinated with cars and bikes. So it was a childhood dream to drive fast.
Mhm, mhm,
And I still remember like at a point in time I saw an accident in front of my eyes, and I said, going to drive bikes. But my dad said
mhm,
it's okay, it's nothing. You should, if you're not driving bike, you're missing a big fun of your life. So you should learn, and that's how it
mhm.
started. But
So
you can,
this, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, in terms of racing, yes, like as a kid, I remember like I met Mr. Karivardhan, he's one of the stalwart of racing. He also comes from a textile background, and there's a lot of people from Coimbatore, like Mr. Narayan Karthikeyan, and my mentor, Mr. Leela Krishnan. He's also from boundaries and textile background. And it was a wonderful opportunity, like, see, bikes and cars always been my area of interest. And the way that kind of helped me as a, I used to, uh, that used to be my pocket money, because even though I come, it was always target based. When I was in school, my dad used to say, if you go before 8 o'clock, you will get 2 rupees. If it's after 8, it's 1 rupee. The choice is yours. Even a samosa used to cost me like 2.5 or 3 rupees a samosa then. So, so
Right.
yeah. So it was always, there was freedom at the same time with, you know, knowing the value of money has been a part. So
Great.
racing is basically, it's not about competing with someone else. It's competing with my own self. How do I
Mhm.
compete myself? So it's just there, myself, and how do I get better with myself? That's the takeaway from racing. It's not about the car next to me. It is all about myself. I still remember, like, in at a point in time when I was modifying one of my car with Mr. Leela Krishnan, I was very afraid to sit next to him. To it was in the Coimbatore circuit, and uh, have to go around the circuit. I was afraid, and from that, I got into racing, and it was a beautiful journey. And at a point, he said, whatever with racing, he enjoys what he does. He looks how he can improve rather than complaining of, this is not good, that's not good. So in that way, I'd say I'm very gifted and blessed.
Great. So, this particular podcast, we are focusing on students who are about to graduate, and also the mid-career professionals who are finding it tough with AI. So, the next question is with regards to students. So, students right now are being told to specialize in one thing, but you have done so many things, be it acting, photography, energy healing. So, what would be your advice to a 20-year-old who is about to graduate or who is in his college?
See, the top business schools say your focus should be like T, you know, uh, like the alphabet T, depth in one area and spread out in
Yeah.
another area. But I have
Yeah.
a different perspective where it has to be like the alphabet H, you know, let's say
Mm-hmm.
you're into science, have your bit little on arts or something opposite of that, but where it would complement each other in such a way. Let's say someone is a mechanical engineer, they can look at AI. I think designing is pretty much part of them. So, or they can look at finance, something which is,
Yeah.
um, uh, contrary to what their core expertise. But on a long run, that would help. And the overall idea about every perspective of, you know, a 360 degree of what they envision to do. And there are a couple of things that, in partnership we are developing with my friends, and there are certain things we are working on mine also, and to identify what one's core strength and things like. In that, what I saw from the data, I go by data. Data doesn't lies, and it doesn't. has any bias.
Correct.
So when I looked at certain characteristics from astrology and certain characteristics from it's a non-invasive way of could map the brain to see what is one's personality trait individual. There's a lot of correlation that I see, and from a
Mhm.
spiritual perspective, we have come here to create an impact,
Mhm.
to do something better for us. First, it starts with us. We should be happy with what we are doing, and then the family will be happy, the society will be happy, and that will be the part of nation building and world as a greater place. So be true to yourself. So from brain mapping perspective also, from the astrological perspective also, we get a true insight with ourselves.
Mhm.
It is like how we connect with ourselves, how we reflect upon ourselves. That's very important. You know, uh, so in Tamil they say "கடவுள்," right? You know, it's deep, uh, if we punctuate it, எல்லாத்தையும் கடந்து உள்ள பாருங்க. Be in. கட உள். உள்ள இருந்து what is true to you? See, because you have come to this earth for a reason that you only have to find out. So in a way, that's a self-exploratory path. Each one has to find. To better the journey is what we are working on, certain technologies, how they can identify their true potential. So the moment one identifies their strength, they will work strength to strength. There will be a cohesive competitiveness rather than ugly competitiveness. As we grow, that's very important. So people should focus upon what is true to them. The society can be absolutely against even your parents. Nobody will understand what your calling is. Is it true to you? Is it making sense to you? Do it. And that will definitely, bring a change. We might not know when that is, So I completely believe in serendipity, Krishna. Everything happens for a reason. But be true to, put the best of our effort.
Absolutely. Great. Yeah, I recently had a talk with some of the engineering students, and one of the key things that I focused on it was also purpose. So finding your own purpose is key, not expecting others to give you a sense of purpose. So true, it resonates a lot, Kaasha. So yeah,
Yeah,
let me
see,
move.
people say
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead. Sorry.
No, people say about motivation. Motivation is needed in an environment where someone sacrifices internal drive is where the motivation is needed. When you're self-driven, when you're autonomous by yourself, zero motivation is needed. When the whole world is against you, like the Bharadiyar says, no, அச்சமில்லை, அச்சமில்லை, அச்சம் என்பதில்லையே. You know, there are three resources very important in life. The first is courage, and the second is wisdom. It's just not just the knowledge, wisdom. If you stick on to these two, the third resource is a byproduct of these two. People get old-fashioned, but it never goes out of fashion. Is what my perspective on this.
Right. Yeah. So let's move ahead. And you have been a serial founder of multiple companies. You have been into, you have created a company by name Mystic Motorsports and Gas Limited. So this is regarding risk. Right now, with AI in picture, everybody is either risk averse or they are willing to put everything in. So how do you tell a difference between a brave risk and a reckless one?
There, people say calculated or or risking everything. And each one should look at what is true to them. At times there are certain instances like uh, you know, if you get everything, you get everything. If you lose it, it's like a F and O. You know, either you make it, or you break it, you break it.
Correct.
There's no
Yeah.
safety nets to it. That I wouldn't say as a great thing, or um, it depends on each individual's context, right? There's nothing that right and wrong, you know. So one has to look at what is true to them at that point in time, and yeah, measured works in a certain way. Taking absolute risk also, it's like a double-edged sword, like um, everything, it's just the choice and the outcome. Was that choice by force or by individual choice that matters? So that's absolutely on, depends on where, at what point in time, right? And never regret for whatever you stood for. Never in life, you took a calculated risk, or you took a absolute risk, whether it succeeded or failed. Don't put yourself down. It's okay. Own it, whatever be it. Even it has failed, it's okay. It's a process. Rationalize what is the reason for those failures, and get better. You know, we get better by repeating things, like so it's nothing wrong, it's a process. So they've been I would share my personal experience in certain aspect where I started, and it flourished, and I was in a point like, with so much of profit, what I'm going to do. And there've been times like, I know this is making losses, and end to end, we have worked on optimizing or reducing the losses. I know upfront this much we are losing today, and all is an experience. Uh, Everything is an experience, and keep upskilling ourselves, and be open to ask with people who have been through those kind of situations, or someone who really helps. you know Challenges comes to us is to pain is a beautiful alchemy for us to change to a from where we are to a higher purpose. By avoiding it, we will never grow. By allowing it, we have a beautiful possibility to grow. So
Yes.
don't stop, or don't get depressed, or don't take things personally, be it success or failure. When you're failure, look at the rational reasons behind it. When you're successful, also, if you can find the rational behaviors, and if you can commit and be grounded, nothing like that. In failure, always look at yourself as a successful person, you know, who took a choice, and you tried something and you failed. It's okay. It's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong. People will judge. Nobody will understand. You know, when you're successful, I've seen so many instances, like, uh, where when you're successful, people who discouraged you will come and say, yeah, yeah, I said, he will succeed. And if the other way also, people just they just do what is there for the situation. No one's bothered about our interest or what is um, true for us. So be true to yourself. That's that's my um, experience and my request to the younger generations, I would say.
Great answer, Kaasha. Love that answer. Uh, so you have
No,
been a
it is not
founding
just
member.
an answer. Krishna. It is, it's. I'm just
Your
sharing my
experience.
experience.
I agree. I agree. Absolutely.
See, when something comes with experience, it has a lot of value. My dad used to say,
Absolutely.
"It's not just
I
words. It's with that experience. There
Yeah.
is true word."
Absolutely. Great. Yeah. So let me move on. So you are a founding member of Society of Independent Directors. So what is the core mission of this particular organization, and what are you trying to achieve from this particular company of yours?
Today, somewhere I passed out the independent director exam from under Ministry of Corporate Affairs in 2024, and then I did a program on regulatory governance. It is also under um, it is under FOIR. It is called um, Forum of Indian Regulators. I passed out from that as well. And before that,
Mhm.
in 23, I passed out from Cambridge Alternative Finance on fintech, regulatory, and innovation. And I'm part of the regulatory knowledge exchange, which is, see, these were certain programs were designed for people work closely with the government. And in the recent times, it was opened up for, outside the government as well. Uh, See, in US, less than 4% people are board ready.
Mhm.
So the world's number one economy is what the data or article that I went through some time back. So in a way, while even though I was a director for almost starting from 2004, where in a lot of our companies been a shareholder, maybe I don't know. There've been IT returns from my minor stage and holding shares. Big from a big family, so you hold stakes in a couple of your companies, and they were
Yeah.
listed companies and all that. So with such a background, a lot of things was insightful when was going through the independent director program. So in a way to empower the small and medium enterprises, the MSMEs, to have um, you know better governance, education about governance and best practices. That's the secondary thing. Main idea of the Society of Independent Directors is to uh, prepare people for board readiness. That's the vision of Society of Independent Directors. And secondly, where we are looking at to have fractional boardrooms, understand people's dynamics. We are coming up, you know, rating for individual independent directors and the ratings of boardrooms and things, and to understand what a company is envisioning to do and how the founders are more aligned to it, and how we can bring in the kind of talents to have a balance in the board and which can drive. See, future is for India, undoubtedly, and we are in this path. And looking at how we can make conducive environment to make growth faster is the vision. So, in that, whatever to build that larger vision is what, be it tokenization or society of independent directors, everything is like a spoke to the hub of, the country and global growth. Uh, that's the larger vision, Krishna.
Got you. So, right now you have identified a few problems with corporate governance, but if you could specify, let's say, the top three problems that corporate governance right now has, uh, that would be great. Something that is on top of your mind, the top three problems that you should be resolving in terms of governance.
It's simple from how we have to conduct a board meeting,
Mhm.
how to how to conduct a meeting, as simple as that. How to conduct a board meeting, and what is the idea of board, and what is the idea of teams, who are responsible for what is the kind of accountability. See a lot of things in this over the decades, a lot of things we have done things differently, without any basic understanding of it. See, earlier we used to have monthly review meetings. From that, we shifted to 12 noon meeting. Like every noon, we used to have, a meet. So the morning and evening meet will be with the middle management. The noon meeting, I used to chair wherever, be it, whether even I'm traveling or even not in my office. So I always used to, 12 to 12:15. The top 10 from every department, this is the challenge. This is the deviation. These are the actionable steps that we are going to take. So likewise, anything that is in a regular practice only will become the best practice. It's my perspective. How much ever we learn or hear, until unless we do it, get hands-on experience, because this will help largely as a company to grow. Because in terms of, and today with AI, see, when I still remember this in few gap meetings or the early discussions for the ERP, I wanted everything on my mobile in 2005. I said, wherever, in whichever part of the world, I want to see things on my mobile. And, the every deviations, every study, we used to note it down. Let's say like today's challenges and things. I wanted to put it in a database, digitize it. So when there is a problem, when we go to the system where we could able to, access and get what was done in the past, does it works? So kind of a database or data-driven always been there, because one of the major reason is because of the innate culture which was there. Probably since 94, we got our ISO, certification. So since then, document is been an integral part of our company. So since then on, people can say in this particular bag or this particular cartoon, this the particular code number, we have the complete data to track it till from where the cotton was procured, and at which shift it was running, in which and all machines it ran through. So that's data is there, which was in physical form. I was looking at to digitize, and we were looking at early OCR adaptations and things. So where it makes things easier.
Yeah.
So especially when we work as a community, one thing what I see with companies is they think when we work together, they think we become less competitive. No, I completely disagree. There'll be a healthy competition. There'll be a healthy collaboration, and there will be a lot of data transfer, which would, keep the community stronger. I think that's been missing in compared to, I've seen my grandfather's generation, I'm seeing my father's generation, I'm seeing my generation and the young ones. That's kind of a dilution over the years is what I'm seeing in the business community. But people should come together, work together, and grow together. That's one thing in terms of culture, in terms of reporting. These two, that top of my mind that comes in.
Great.
See,
So,
compliance is not only to the government alone. It's about the
mhm.
internal culture.
Yeah, yeah,
So how to maintain that? See, you look at any company has grown or accomplished greater. One of the key reason is culture. Uh, you know, uh, People used to say a lot of successful companies in US and in India, they will say Tata, uh, you know, the 2611 incident. People were there until everyone was out. No one
yeah.
taught them. It's the kind of ethos what as a company they've grown for.
Got you. Uh, it was a great interview, Kasha. I have one question left out for you. So you are into manufacturing, which is seen as a pretty old school industry. So what is that one myth that you want to break about this industry?
Um, you know, See, there's a lot of focus around service. What I envision is uh, a product or with manufacturing and with service, if we grow together, India is unstoppable. See, from a service product, uh, in IT, with AI, we are looking at the kind of firing that's happening across the globe, right? Until unless something magical happens, all these missionaries can't be replaced with any AI.
Yeah.
Yes, in certain areas, there's a lot of automation is happening, robots are coming in. Yes, but manufacturing, we have such a strong competence. You know, if you can make it more conducive to the manufacturers with the right support, with the right grooming and things, with tech, with upskilling, in every perspective. It's not just one thing. If we can create that kind of an environment for manufacturing, I'm sure we'll be unstoppable. That not only to manufacturing, that where I see that has to go into agriculture also. We are agriculture dependent industry, and beyond that, every human is depend upon agriculture. You know, we have to bring in best practices to our manufacturing and agriculture. India is unstoppable.
Great. Um, so great talking to you, Kasha. So how do you people follow you and get to know what you're doing next?
I'm very much there in LinkedIn, and people can reach out to me, and I'm pretty much active on LinkedIn. They can reach out to me, and if anything to collaborate or to guide them, feel free. Be it students or someone in their career transition. You know, free to reach out to me.
Thanks, Kasha. Thanks. It was a great interview. And I think people who are listening will learn a lot. So thanks for your time. Any parting words? Anything you wish
Uh,
to say?
Thank you, Krishna, for this opportunity. And as a parting word, be true to yourself. By being true to yourself, you will create great possibility for you and for the people around you. Best wishes. And if you have any challenges, reach out to me. I'll help you to navigate on.
Great. Thanks. Thanks, Kasha. See you
Fantastic.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.